See that little hole across there? I shouldn't call it a hole, but that has been like that for ages. And that's where people on this Trackley Road come, and we buy peanut punch, and we buy sour sop.
Punch and sour sop.
And today, Mama Lou,
And I buy large, eh?
she buy a large because she ain't planned to buy
No 50-50.
No 50-50 today. But you know, the old saying is that when Mama Lou goes out, she makes business also pleasurable. So we had some business to conduct in a little lower Trackley Road or higher Trackley Road, whichever you were, going towards Roxy. And we decided that we're going back, as of old, to come to this place that we used to come to years ago. Right? Years ago. So today we are here and we're having a treat. What is it in that bag there, Louis?
They didn't have any fish.
Ah.
So I bought fish, no fish pie, unfortunately, but we have potato pie and beef pie.
Right, so one is called the pie shop and the other one is the punch shop.
Right, so PP.
PP.
So this is what it looks like for those of you who knew it.
In Trackley Road area,
Trackley Road.
Just below the oval there.
I can take a little taste to see.
Mama Lou is going to sample here.
This is the potato pie.
Good. This guy's
Really
going to
good.
box me in.
Well, you said we're not sharing, eh?
No.
Well, you have to take a taste.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So, we'll continue this journey and bring you up to date on wherever we go. I think we're going to reach Shagarama, so let's see what we can get up along the way. Take care, friends.
And then I'll give it to you.
Okay, so there's the punch shop. And this was a favorite long ago of us.
And the pie shop.
And the pie shop. The oval is coming up on the right hand side where the trees are. Now, Mama Lou would like to take a swim in Shagaramas, but unfortunately, she did not bring her swim gear. But Mama Lou is not daunted. She plans to enter into St. James and, if possible, buy something that she could swim in. So we'll see how that goes. There's the oval coming up there on the right there now. I remember once, you know.
And that's Woodbrook Place across there.
Yeah, that uprise, that what do you call it? High-rise building over there to the left. I remember once, you know, in the Express.
The is good, boy. Just take a taste. Delicious.
This is the oval here. I remember a classic headline that Owen did when we were at the Express. There was a big fight outside of the oval. I don't remember who the West Indies was playing, but the police was sharing some licks outside and the West Indies was losing on the inside. And the front page headline was licks on the inside, licks on the outside. I thought I was really clever. So friends, see you down in St. James. Remember friends, Mama Lou didn't have a bathing suit. But Mama Lou stopped in St. James and here she is attired with something that looks like a top of something that she could swim in. Mama Lou is defiant. She does not give up.
So I have my swimsuit.
Mama Lou, that looked like a nice dress outfit. It had nice little shiny stuff on it.
Yeah.
You sure you want to swim in that, girl?
Well, yeah, I'll go swim in it. And
how about if I put on that and lend you this jersey I made?
That sounds good.
Eh? Mama Lou ain't easy, you know. So folks, we down here in St. James. I had a little problem with the camera, but somehow in the next I was able to rectify it. Just as Mama Lou came back to the car. I really wanted to show St. James. I wanted to show people in St. James. There's a guy there. One of the characters you might find in St. James. I have no idea who he is, but so Mama Lou.
But I wouldn't tell a tale. It is weather for the beach.
Weather for the beach.
I think I would cry to think in all this heat that I going back home.
Oh gosh, Mama.
It was worth going and buy an outfit.
Yes, it was. Yes.
I didn't buy a swimsuit, but I buy a top and a pants.
Okay, Mama. If you say that is good enough for you, that's good enough for me, I suppose. Yes.
I have enough swimsuits at home.
So we are down in St. James. It's Clarence Street ahead there, and this is Bombay Street.
You know,
Folks, whoever used to live down here in St. James, this is Bombay Street facing us there. Nice Bombay.
And this
Nice.
samosa. I see 50% gone, yeah?
No. That was your 50% that you drank before you left the car. So, Mama Lou, we're going to proceed along here now.
Okay. See Papa Lou maneuvering, man.
Okay, so we're going out. Majude's is the name of the store you went to, eh?
But boy, I didn't even know. I just know it looked like it had something I could buy there.
So this is St. James, and this, we just went through Clarence Street there. They used to call it a long time the city that never sleeps. Anywhere else in Port of Spain might be drowsy, but St. James, you could come down here, you can get roti, you can get polori, you can get salina.
I think all over Trinidad now you could get things anyhow.
But St. James remains uniquely St. James.
Yes, that's
The
right.
Hoses celebration is also big time down here.
Wow, look at those beautiful puffy clouds here. Wow, beautiful.
Dengue Street. Bonds Road, Louise. You remember Bonds Road?
Yes,
Bonds Road is famous. St. James, you know.
Bonds Road. I know the name, but what's famous for?
Bonds Road is just famous for Bonds Road.
Beautiful tall palm trees we just passed there.
So, Mama Lou, what was the service like in that store in St. James?
One girl was in there.
Okay.
She was cashing and she was attending. I was the only customer,
Okay.
so I got her undivided attention, which I really needed because it was like, I need to get something to wear that I can bathe in the sea.
Okay.
Well, they had sale on lots of blouses and dresses, and so when I walked in and I told her I need to get to the beach, and of course she led me to the swimsuit area. Well, knowing that I have more than one swimsuit, I just thought it's a waste of time to buy another swimsuit. And it will mean probably having to try on maybe 100 before I find the one that I might appreciate.
Louise, excuse me. George Cabral Street. There used to be a place we used to buy Elsa's.
Elsa's was at this corner.
Yes, you used to buy a lot of toys for the kids, remember?
Oh yeah, we would come down here especially to Elsa's. Elsa's was noted for toy store.
Where Bradford is now, that was Elsa's place.
And we would get bicycles and tricycle and skates, roller skates. You know, really was a lovely little store in those days. It was one of the stores that you got quality toys. Yes, so back to my shopping escapade.
Yeah, I think I like it. I'm going to do it.
Yes, this is St. James, where
Medical
people-
complex.
medical complex, treating of cancer. You get you're blocking my Nancy.
Sorry. You see the Trinidad flag there? Isn't it beautiful to be reminded of your patriotic sense of duty?
Right, yes, man. And I love the beautiful clouds. We are now passing. This is not Woodbrook one.
These are some towers here, right?
Towers, yeah.
And a famous building down here used to be the 7 Days Hospital. Remember it?
Yes.
On the right hand
it's on the
side
right
coming up. It was a very, very popular place right here. Community hospital.
This tall building, no?
The 7 Days Adventists. Remember that?
Oh yes, it's changed up a bit there. They've
Yeah.
gone much higher. Some more floors. Yes, and
Excuse
so
me.
I told her no, I don't think I was interested in swimsuits. So can I get like a tights and a jersey? But,
Tights?
yes.
Okay.
So she had knee-high tights.
Knee-high tights.
So I put that on and it fit perfect.
Okay. Okay.
But then I couldn't get. So then I thought I will wear my pink jersey with the tights. But I need a top to match my skirt to come back. So I couldn't get a top to match my present skirt. I tried on about 2 or 3 different ones. And then I says, do you have like outfits top and bottom? And she took me to an area and they were like on sale, $89. That was perfect.
Yes, of course. So you kept the $11 for me?
Yeah, that's to pay for parking.
Well, good going.
Yes, so and this is what do you call this area again,
This
Nancy?
is Westmoreland's area.
Goodwood Park?
No, Westmoreland is nice.
Westmoreland. Goodwood Park is higher up.
I used to be always fascinated with those houses up near the hills, you know? Yeah, you keep looking into this camera and you'll be able to see what's ahead.
So this is Westmoreland's. Oh yes, boy. I am so glad that I stopped off in St. James to get something, because it would be very difficult to be down in Chaguaramas and not have a swim.
I'm always drinking on the job, you know. You see that? She's drinking on the job, so I gotta hold on to this camera for a while. We're heading now to Point Kumana, is it?
Yeah.
Around the bend here? Alright, Mama Lou's taking back the camera there before I end up with a difficulty on my hand.
Beautiful country we have here, you know. What I always admire is that east, west, north and south, they each have their own character. You go down to Carcass, which is deep south, and it's a totally different beauty when you're driving, going along to Carcass. You head up to Toko, it's a totally different, beautiful.
Big up to Soraya in Toko. Big up to Soraya.
You head out to Manzanilla, Mayaro, Galeota, different. Each has its own, and then north. This is north, right?
This is Northwest.
Northwest has its own beauty. So it's like they say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, but I think we will all agree that we do have a beautiful country. Each has its own beauty. Each drive has its own sentiments and moods as we would pass by, you know. This drive has a lot of sentimental times with our young kids, Lisa Liba, Lasana, and then Lyndon.
You know the old song that says, gonna take a sentimental journey. That's what we're on here, a sentimental journey.
Yes. And at the time, Lyndon was not yet born, neither Lasana, but we had Lisa and Liva while we were in St. Anne's. So coming down to Chaguaramas was something we would do many Saturdays.
Fish, pretty fish.
Pretty fish. And we would swing off on the left side where, what was that building? Again, Nancy, that wooden building where it had housing Muslims at one time.
It used to be what, boy? I can't remember.
It was a government place.
Yeah.
And you turn left into that spot. And down in the back there, before you get to the beach, there was a pond. There was a pond. Oh, look at that beautiful view.
Just remember where there are sites, but
Yes.
you can show the post.
Sorry, I missed as we entered, saw the ocean. And, oh, look at those condos up there. What is that?
Yeah, speak.
Yes, and there was an area that they had actually dug out, and they had fishes in there. Beautiful koi's and I can't now. I could hardly call some of those beautiful names of those fishes.
You ate all already?
And all the kids used to just love to go there and look at the fishes, and then we would go. And it was an area that they had dredged the area there, so it was, as you step in, it was a good height that you were not on shore, you know, on the shore. The water was covering you mid-waist. So that was really a lot of fun for the kids.
There's a nice spot here that they used to bring horses and they used to have them in the water here. What's the name of this area? You remember?
Daddy, you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
No, I don't know the names. I'm not such a good tour guide.
That's all
But
right.
is that a new building up there on the hill?
Perhaps. I haven't been here.
We have been here for a little while.
This is a nice spot on the right hand side.
I always admire these three buildings. They were all painted in the same color, just shades different. But all of this is brand new. Are you getting that?
I did get some of it, yes. But I'm more interested in the seaside area here too.
Yeah, but I was pointing out the buildings.
That's okay. Yeah. But I got some of it. This guy looks like he's being held up by somebody. The invisible robber. My mom.
Wow, look at that beautiful color water out there.
Yeah, beautiful. My mom used to bring me down here when I was a little fella. She used to take a bus from Southie, and we would come down here. While the old man was in the store, Miller stores, she would come down here and we would, I remember the place, it used to be called Arrows Bay.
It's Carenage.
Carenage area, yes.
A beautiful day to be out in the sunshine. Very beautiful.
This shop area remains the same. When I used to come to this gas station to deliver lubricants, it was called Hosang's.
Osan's here.
Well, Mr. Hosang probably is deceased, I don't know.
So NP probably operating.
Yeah, and he's doing that. I think this is where Marcial came recently. Marcial and Ken.
Oh yes, they came to a fish.
They came to some fish festival here or something.
Yeah, fish fry. Fish fry, should we put it?
Fish fries. Fishing center here. Marcial,
Yes,
Ken,
ma'am.
this is where you were, eh? And then
That's
we have.
a nice, beautiful big place there. You can buy fish.
Yeah, I used to come in here also called Alcan.
Did they do
Those
something
days,
there?
I
It was
don't know
always
what.
this color.
I don't know what here is. Templadora. You know, strange enough, my old man also.
All right, this is a lovely view.
My old man also on an evening after work, he would bring us down here. But we never liked it because the soil, the sand was
Soggy.
soggy.
Yeah.
And we used to wonder, well, how could you bathe here, old man? how could you like this? But you know, I guess it was he was throwing off stress.
Yes.
He was
afterwards,
throwing off stress, and it was important to
that was wise.
he had to knock some stress off.
Poor old man.
Yeah.
He had a lot of responsibility driving at that age, coming into Port of Spain,
And buying
and had
100 things.
1,000 stops on his way back home.
Yes, Louise, look at that there, Louise. You're gonna like that. Hold it. What you can.
Oh no, this is a lot of new. All of these are sheds that are not I don't know whether they are in use yet. Okay.
So right from here all the way down to the stores.
And what are these buildings?
I have no idea what that is, but it was cash for them, right? Otherwise you have to sell our pies.
But Lancy, before we come back and pack, let us just
So you're gonna get a good time now. And then you do this and then we run afterwards. Let's do this, man.
this is the boardwalk, right?
Yes.
This is the boardwalk.
Let's park. We can always come back here later. Do something else later on.
So can't you park
Where's
on the
the
left
entrance?
side? Look this.
No, let's do
What's the rate for the
$20,
car?
$20.
For the day?
Yeah, $20. I don't know if you're paying immediately. Okay. So friends, here we are. Down in Chagaram. This is really Tembladora, you know, Louise.
Yeah.
Tembladora. Isn't it beautiful? So Tembladora, we used to catch the boat. Remember? we used to-
Venezuela, is
yeah.
it here? No.
Here one.
Higher up.
Ready?
Yeah, not here.
Oh, not here, not here.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely tide. And as you could see, Mama Lou is a lady who will not be defeated. Mama Lou, you get my vote, you know. You have my vote, girl. Mama Lou didn't have a bath suit, but she stopped in St. James and she went and she outfitted herself with some beautiful thing here. And now she's wearing shades and all. My goodness, sunglasses, they call it that?
I didn't buy that, eh?
You didn't buy that?
No.
Yeah. So here we are. It's a lovely, lovely day. Yeah, beautiful. So Mama Lou,
Nancy, tell me how you peanut punch these.
the peanut punch is great, except that it's very sweet.
Very sweet.
But in this ozone area,
Yes.
the little salt in the spray
Yes, it's a perfect drink.
is the perfect drink.
Yes,
So-
yes.
Lovely, lovely. Mama Lou,
So how it feels to be at this time as a retiree out by the beach?
with you, Mama Lou, I am enjoying my days, my years, my time to come, if there's much left. I do look forward to being with you. As I say, you get my vote. You always get my vote, right?
Well, thank you very much.
Yes. So we have some pies also.
Well, sample your potato pie. The beef one is for me, right? Yes, I had my potato pie already. Well, I suppose you gotta taste it. Just imagine, as a retiree, out at the beach, on a nice, beautiful, sunshiny day. Yes, Timberdora.
What's this one?
This one looks like this.
That's yours? Huh? Mama Lou makes her outing wherever she can. Right?
The beef is good,
Beef is good?
but
Okay.
I forgot the sauce in the car.
That's fine, that's fine. We will wait. We'll have that later. You hold that back there for me. And can you hold this
You
drink
have
also?
your pie?
I'll get it, don't worry. Mama likes to take care of me so much. I have something inside of here. Yeah. No, when you eat and you go out there, be careful, eh?
I'm okay.
Yeah, you know your stomach would be a little full. You don't want to get hurt out there, right? Mm-hmm. This must be potato.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great. That's what you're saying, eh? Mm. You can go down, you know. That's no problem.
If I can.
Hmm?
If I can.
Mm-hmm. Wind is pushing a bit. You can see the white caps there. So I wonder what Dave Tech and Santa up to now.
Posted. I must be jumping.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought that our names are in the pot.
Of course. Never fail. You never fail to put our names in it.
You remember when they used to bring bauxite from Guyana to Alcan there? There was a transfer station.
And then
Because the big ships couldn't go up into the Guyanese area, rivers.
the aluminum took it out.
Mm-hmm. So they used to come down here, and it was a transfer station straight across there, folks. Then it was shut down for a long while. I don't know. I see a boat, a vessel over there.
Nancy, enjoy enjoy, I must say already make 50% of it.
Okay.
Really good. When last anybody had a s'mores? Peanut punch. And when last did you have it by a beach? You might have had it, but not by the beach. Can you see that plane passing? Nancy, am I getting it?
Okay. Anyway, so folks, take care. We'll end this segment now. See what we can pick up later. Bye, Malu. You know, a while ago, on the way down here to Tembladora, I mentioned that my mom used to take me to a little resort before Alcan there, and it was called Arrows Bay. It was never very, to me, not the ideal place to swim, but it was what she could have afforded because the old man was at work and we were far from the seaside compared to nowadays where you could make it to Maracas in an hour and a half from Trin City, or even to Toco in an hour and a half, depending on who's driving. But now that I think about it, Mother was also a very daring woman. She knew that she needed some kind of distraction, being in Cora 7 days a week, little transport out and in of the valley. Now occasionally she will come into Port of Spain and maybe go to see a movie either at Royal Cinema or Pyramid on Charlotte Street. But there was also the need to get out there and have a swim. And she was not deterred by the inconveniences to get there. And she took me along. I was very young. I could vaguely remember being in the bus, stopping at Arrows Bay, seeing this big, I didn't know what it was at the time, a transfer station, Alcan. But you know, and I don't even know how much she paid to enter the place. It must have been about 50 cents perhaps, I don't know. But she would maybe twice for the month do that. And it's now that I have grown much older, I could really appreciate the effort she made to entertain herself and at the same time entertain me. We spent some time down here in Arrows Bay. You could hear the big machines moving in Alcan next door. And then we would catch a bus back to Port of Spain. She will meet the old man after work. He worked at Miller Stores. And then we head home. But I thought of mother's indomitable attitude towards having a good time, a little pleasurable time for herself. And therefore she ventured out via the bus. I think that, you know, now that I think about it, she did not let the old man's inability to take her out, perhaps on every weekend, but she found a way to beat the boredom, perhaps, of living in a valley without lights, without water, pipe-borne water, and yet she sustained her life. Today our children have come into the inheritance in Pora there, along with my nephew and his offspring, and they are at a tremendous advantage, and we are happy for them. There are lights, running water, you know. So I admire women in this country, and perhaps women everywhere, who know that their husbands are hardworking and not able to always, you know, carry them out, but they have found ways to make themselves happy and to rejoice in the little they can do. Now, this thing I like about Mama Lou, and I say, and I repeat, she gets my vote. There are 5 people out there, and Mama Lou is to the left, in the center. And it doesn't take anything from Mama Lou to talk to someone. I really enjoy the spirit of the women in our country, or the people in our country, who can easily reach out to others, strangers. They don't know them, but in a little while, everybody can be friendly. There's a bright light, and I don't know if you've seen it out there, shimmering off some windscreen perhaps. Yes, coming back to this thing about being friendly. That's what I love about our country. You know, our country could transcend little jealousies, I hope, and they are able to communicate with people. You meet in the seaside, and people want to share their meals, their drinks. Oh, we have a lovely country. And I love to see children on the beach also. You know, children coming on the beach and playing on the beach with their parents. Maybe daddy is hard at work. We do have a beautiful lifestyle in Trinidad. Just long that this freedom we have to be ourselves, to be what we have grown up to be, will continue. And you know, the old man was never jealous of mother coming out here. He was absorbed in his work as a as a department supervisor, the hardware department. You know, Lasana is doing gardening, and he says to me, you know, the soil is very good. And I remember on a Sunday evening, the old man used to take me up into the back there, and he started sifting the earth and we packed it into bags. It wasn't a job I really relished at the time. I couldn't see the profit in it. And with these kind of cellophane bags that you normally get in the market, when they put in their produce into it, and the sifted earth, you would pack it in there and take them down, maybe 6 or 7 of them, take them down to the store and sell it as, compost or topsoil, whatever, in small portions. You can put it in the flower pots, small little garden. So like Lasana, like the old man, they have a lot in common. It's just to allow them to be themselves. Good therapy for the mind and for the heart. So friends, that's all I want to say until Mama comes out. And then we will see what she has to say about the swim. Take care. So Mama Lou, you realize that you have been in that water for 2.5 hours?
Boy, that water was so fabulous. Fabulous, because Lancy, it was really very hot out here. Well, you would know because you sat out.
I was in the shade, nevertheless,
You were in the shade?
Yeah, I was in the shade.
Yes. And I went in there and the water was just, just slightly warm. And it's very calm. No fear for you to say, Mama Lou, don't go too far. I never hear you shout out my name.
No.
So you were very comfortable, which I was very glad for. I didn't want to give you no stress.
Right.
So you could enjoy it while I was enjoying what I was enjoying.
And I see you're very happy out there with some company.
Yes, for here, man. There's this lady. She said she came to relax today by the sea because she worked for election yesterday,
Okay.
So she needed that nice, quiet day today. So her neighbor brought her to the beach. But he is a really, really humorous guy.
Okay.
He reminded me of your family.
Right.
Just like your brother Cedric.
Okay.
And so while I was in the water, he's telling his friend that he was such a stupid little boy. He said, I was so stupid that my mother sent me by the river to bathe. And I don't know, the mother must have soaped him down from home, soap him up. Because it was his bath he went for. There was no water. But she soaped him up. And when he got to the river, the soap got into his eyes. So he started crying from in the river to home. Crying, all the soap in his eye. When he reached home, he told his mother, she said, what happened to you? Your bed? He said, no, soap put in my eye. She said, but that's why I sent you to bed, so you could wash off yourself. Go back in the river and bathe yourself, boy.
Tell no water home out.
No.
Oh, gee whiz.
So he said he gone back crying back to the river. And he laughing and he said how stupid he was as a child. So I said, it's wonderful to know you could give jokes on yourself and laugh. That's wonderful when you could narrate a story about yourself and it's a funny story. He said, no, it's not a funny story. It's a jokey story. I said, right, a jokey story. So then I tell him, I say, my husband pulled a prank like that. Well, he tell his companion and the truck, it was election time. He said, like yesterday. I say, yes, that's right, but 20 years ago. And sell low written on the road. Sell low, sell low, sell low. So the young guy said to him, what is sell low? Lance tell him there's a good sweet drink new in the market.
And we were heading to
But
Mayaro.
you must have it cold.
Was good. And we were going to Mayaro.
So we went to Mayaro, and normally after they make the delivery, they will stop at this parlor. So when they stop by the parlor, he tell Franklin, go in there and tell them you want 2 real cold celery because it tastes really good, cold. So Frankie goes in very confident and say, you want 2 cold cello. So the shopkeeper say, well, what is cello? He says, a new sweet drink on the market. Man say, well, boy, in Mayaro, we ain't get it yet. Two guys who drinking something next door say, boy, Selwyn, Mr. So he didn't see vote for. Well, he had a good laugh, and the girl as well, she laughed.
What about the something you tell me about the grand total?
All right, he said, next thing my mother
Like
said.
the guy in the water there?
The same guy.
Right.
So he went on to give more stories. He said, I was real stupid, you know. He said, my mother make up a list. She sent me to the market at about 8 years old. She said, buy 2 pound of potato, 50 cents. 2 pound of melon john, 35 cents. A pound of 2 or something else that cost $1. So everything, grand total, she write grand total, $1.85. So she just walking around asking anybody. It buys it's 3 items. And then the last item, grand total, nobody had no grand total to sell. So his mother come looking for him in the market. She said, why are you doing so long? He said, well, I get everything else, except you have on the list grand total, $1.85.
Girl, you had a right to enjoy that song.
Oh my gosh, boy. So it was really funny.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
But here what happened, eh? I know after a good swim is a good mango.
Oh gosh,
You should
man.
have had it in the
I
sea,
should have it in the sea, Nancy.
but there were no litter boxes out there, and I didn't want you litter in the place.
Oh my goodness.
But I'll tell you what, girl.
What kind of mango, boy?
Calabash. When the last one you see all that calabash.
Boy, I haven't seen a calabash in years.
Yes, I should wash it for you though.
Yeah, fine as
So folks, here what happened. I'm going to wash this mango for Granny here. Sorry,
Mama
Mama
Lou.
Lou, sorry.
Yeah, so old boy, Granny.
Alright. I'm going to wash it for Mama Lou. And Mama Lou will enjoy this along with myself. There's a next one in there. So, we go take care of that, right? And you have a good bite. Yeah. That's how we're going to be. Mama Lou, I even washed the thing yet, girl. Mama Lou. So, Mama Lou, we signing off here, girl?
Yes, boy, I bite it before you wash it.
Okay, darling, take care.
Beautiful.